I wish we could like hit at
7 a.m.?
1 p.m. Like in the perfect world, I would wake up and then give up. And then just lay in bed and like watch a program as I fall asleep. And then maybe eat afterwards and then get started around 1 p.m.
Well, it was an option. You asked me to play earlier. That was a choice.
Oh man, what do you want to work on today?
You know, probably a lot of side to sides.
Oh Jesus.
Get you nice and awake. A lot of footwork.
I love that.
Then returns.
Probably returns though. Start where we left off. That's top secret though.
Yeah,
So returns, volleys, transition. I always find the transition, even if you work on them, it's never really the same as in the match, right? You can't recreate those.
You never know when the short ball's coming or how it's coming.
Yeah. To me, short balls are...
It's not like somebody's hitting you an intentional short ball most of the time.
Right. It's an opportunity, but it's one of the easiest shots to miss in tennis, right?
Yeah. So they're worried about the volley, they're worried about the court's a little shorter, so it's just about getting there quick and taking your time.
Mm-hmm. So how many approach shots do you make out of 10?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I mean, 7.
7? I've missed so many more approach shots in this life than I ever wanted to.
But I'm not really hitting them to put them away. I'm hitting them to come in.
You know, my mentality is always winner. And it's like no matter how many years have passed, I can't stop that mentality of winner.
Yeah. So yours is a put away, mine's an approach.
That's probably why I've missed more approach shots than what I like ever should have. But I find that like most non-professional players or like college players and high-level juniors, most people shy away from the approach shot.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll hit it and they'll run back and rally.
Which is like a no-no.
That's a definite.
It's like a no-no in tennis. You should not be running back. That's like getting to the first grade and then going back to kindergarten.
Yeah.
You know, you just never go back to kindergarten.
No, unless you just want to color all day.
Wonder. That's cool. What are those apps where, like, as an adult, they tell you color? It's good for your mental health if you just color on our app. Get our app, pay us. You can color all day. Quit your job to color.
I started coloring again. I don't really like it. It's not soothing.
Oh wait, which one of the kids color?
All of them.
Really? Oh, that makes sense. Because I remember I used to color. Okay, who colors in the lines?
Say Noah can draw and color. Chase can color in the lines most of the time, and then he gets frustrated.
And Maddie's just...
And Madison's, you know, she's got her own style right now. It's not in the lines yet.
I haven't colored in ages. I don't have the patience. Actually, yeah, I do like color a little if I do any like fashion drawings, but it's very quickly with markers, like quick. I was never really good with markers or colored pencils. Better with markers, colored pencils. No bueno.
Art was never my thing.
Art was always my thing, but then tennis gets in the way every single time. I'm complaining. Bark with me now? We can't stop talking or practice until you bark.
I mean, you know, these people in their lesson, I might be completely disrupting their lesson by barking.
So?
Yeah, you have to bark, otherwise we can't start. That's a howl. That is not a bark. There you go.
Yeah, this is a slow start to practice.
This is slow.
But actually, now that I'm actually waking up, I feel better.
There you go.
I feel hopeful. So, how much pizza have you been eating lately?
I'd say it's not every night, but probably like 3 out of 4 nights in New York. Throw down some pizza.
Yo,
It's good.
pizza's unacceptable.
She might say pizza's unacceptable, but then she decided to have pizza the other day, didn't it? It wasn't just any pizza. It was
I
deep
did have
dish.
pizza. It was deep dish because you were having pizza and I was so hungry. And I think I probably skipped dinner the night before and like no food at practice. And you start thinking about food in the worst way when like you get that suggestion, subliminal message. But I won't have pizza the rest of the year. How many more times will you have pizza?
I will definitely have pizza in this year. That is for sure. Probably not as much when I'm in Miami, but New York for sure.
Wait, do you like New York? I was actually saying love New York at first.
I like it. There's good aspects. The food's good.
What's the best part?
The food.
The food? Yeah.
Food for sure.
What about the bars?
It's not my thing, but they're not
Remember
bad.
when you got your car towed when you went out with me?
Oh my God. Those first 2 tournaments. Go
Man,
back to find my car and it's gone.
I felt so bad about that because you're a real trooper. You were going hard. And it wasn't even like the best night. We were just like making it happen even though it was like,
It was solid.
it was solid, but it was like,
And I had to go to Hialeah.
that night?
Yeah. To tow shop. It was crazy.
You went to Hialeah that night?
It'll sober you up real fast.
Oh my God, I would have just given up. When it comes to me in my sleep, I just don't, there's no non-negotiables. I would have been like, maybe tomorrow, possibly
I
another
wasn't
day.
tired. I was just in shock. You go, it's supposed to be right there, and it wasn't there.
So why did they take the car?
An edge of the tire was on where the bus pulls in.
That's just
So there's
petty.
a parking spot, and it was on the line. So they had a picture of it. So I ended up protesting it.
Did you win?
Yeah.
That's just petty.
Yeah, because it wasn't crossing the line, it was on the
What person at 2 a.m. has time to patrol your car and not patrol crime? Like, there's real
You might have
crime
been having a bad day,
in Miami.
There is real crime.
There's real crime, so
People have their priorities out of line sometimes.
yeah, I never actually knew the end of that story.
Hialeah. Ended up getting my car probably like 2 hours after that. And I made it back. So,
I was probably still out.
yeah. You probably would.
Gosh, I can't remember where we went. Like, I just remember,
It was in.
oh man, that
it
was a late
Wynwood.
one. Yeah, we were in Wynwood. It was a late one though. Full of nonsense. Just nothing actionable.
They had like a dance floor with
With the
stands.
bleachers, yeah. That was, I've never been back to that place. Wonder if it's still there.
I haven't either.
Nah, I'm not going back.
That good and bad things, but too
Now,
much bad.
now I go to events. I'm like, I go to events and it's more classy.
Oh, God.
There's-
I haven't graduated to that yet.
It's still late though. It's just a different way.
So what do you think about the balls? Everyone's talking about regular duty, extra duty, that it's unfair that the women have to play with some regular duty balls. How do you feel?
I never could feel. That's the first problem. Feel what? When you play the way I do, it's like kind of one speed. So if it's any duty, I don't feel it anyway. And it's like nothing personal. I don't know. I literally don't know. Literally growing up, I was not allowed to feel anything on the court. It was like, you run through the wall to get it done. You don't care. There's no feel. There's no reason. If you missed, it was because you should have done the right thing. It's not about how you feel. So I'm not saying that these balls aren't different. They are. I just don't feel it because by the time I've hit it, it's gone. Like, no matter what ball it is, it's the same approach.
Well,
And I think-
as long as you don't feel it,
I think
we're all
people,
good.
I mean, you know that about, like, I'm not about to change my game today.
No.
It's not just me, though. Anybody's not going to change the game. If you're a counter puncher, you just keep counter punching. You're not all of a sudden going to, like, start hitting big serves and going for winners.
Sure.
So I think there's validity in it, but for me, I can't feel much.
I think switching them would give different styles. better chance of winning, especially players who don't play as aggressive. But I'm all for not changing it right now.
So wait a minute, switching them with what kind of styles?
Maybe like more clay court styles, counter punchers, not as much power players, right? Because the regular duty balls are a bit faster. But, you know, for the next few years.
Well, the courts have already slowed down so much, right? And that's already given players who might not be as athletic or quick or have power a chance to like really stay in the game. Because with the quicker courts, if you weren't strong or fast, you couldn't really stay in. So it's like, how much slower do we want the game, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to have different surfaces, different balls, different styles, winning, you know, having to adapt to whatever you got, so.
I really like that too. I actually like that adaptation. I like going from like Indian Wells to, you know, whatever other hard court, and just taking that challenge of this court plays so different and I actually have to change some. I know I said I don't change, but you know, I'm always essentially me, but I like thinking about how do I adjust to these conditions to make this work for my game and like less for their game. So that's why I think that a clay court should be a clay court. I think grass court should be fast, because then you have to change or you don't succeed. And when everything becomes like all this, then it's like, you know. So I don't mind like those challenges.
Makes sense.
So
what do you think about the one-hand backhand coming back?
The one-hand backhand died a terrible, painful death around 1975.
Definitely did it.
Okay, 80.
Definitely not.
Okay, so who has had a one-hand backhand since 1980?
Roger Federer.
Okay.
Pete Sampras. Stefan Edberg.
Go on.
Yvonne Lendl. These are all number one players too. They're not just one-hand players.
Go on.
Wawrinka. However you say his name.
Wawrinka.
Wawrinka. There you go. Arguably the best. At a time, arguably the best backhand on the tour.
Who?
In recent
Wawrinka?
times. Yeah, better than the two-handers.
Okay, what
Gasquet.
Gasquet. Yeah, he's got a good one. But like now you're having a hand pick, cherry pick.
Not really. I mean,
Yes, huh? Because the rest of the people, while there was this one outlier out there grinding with one hand, poor dude, because usually most people have two hands to use. The rest of the people were two-handers.
I would say that the percentage of one-handers that are out there have a greater percentage chance of making it into the top of the pros versus two-handers. Because the social players, there's probably, what, 95% that have two-handers? And then if you went in the top 100, how many would you say have one-hand backhand?
Barely any.
Probably at least 20. If we went through the
okay, then there's the other 80% who don't.
True. But remember, probably like 90-something% of people have two-handers.
Okay, so how many people in the top 10 right now have a one-hander?
I don't know in the women's, none. I think Tatiana Maria got to semis at Wimbledon.
Yes, we love her, but go on.
On the men's side, I'm trying to think who's in the top 10 right now.
Not anyone with a one-hander.
That might be true.
Or the top 20.
Top 20, yeah.
Who?
There's gotta be somebody.
I bet nobody.
You might be right there. Yeah.
So it's dead. Sorry.
It's not dead.
You're the relic.
You know?
I feel sorry for you because I like look at that one-hander and I know I can go hard on it all day.
You can try, you know.
And I have. You want to go backhand to backhand with me? No, not really. You're going to want to go down the line.
Slice. A lot.
Yeah, but you're never going to be like, you're going to be wondering like, at which point are you going to get overpowered?
Just go to the net.
Oh, people don't do that anymore either.
Oh, yes.
It's like, hit it and run back to the baseline.
Opposite. Chip and come in.
Yeah, that's I never had the right racket to slice, but since Monday I have. I'm hitting some mean slices.
You have been doing a good slice.
Yeah, on Monday I realized
Staying low.
I could slice. I was like, ooh, this racket
You
slices.
hit that one, and I was like, I couldn't get under it.
I was like, this is fun.
Hope you're chipping and coming in.
I'm not gonna waste a ton of time slicing.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's like, if you're just slicing, that's just like, you're wasting time. The point is to end the point.
Turn the hips and hit it.
Turn the hips and go. The light turns green and we're out of the blocks. It's like F1. All right, you wanna get ready? Let's start. Play.